celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, even though the official anniversary was last Friday.
That's right. And folks knew how to celebrate as thousands took in the concert to end all concerts at the Yankee Stadium in the birthplace of hip-hop, the Boogie Down Bronx.
That's right, but the party doesn't end there. The group Clean Money Music brings together artists and groups that make music for every ear, everywhere.
New York City, please go easy on me.
Keep the wheels on the track.
New York City, please go easy on me tonight. New York City, please go easy on me.
Are you from New York even? Are you from New York even?
Well, that's a glimpse into some fun.
Okay.
Clean Money Music is a group of hip-hop artists that keep it fresh and clean while they're dropping beats and raps this morning. We are introducing you to an up-and-coming group and New Jersey's very own Gold Fabric. Without any further ado, please welcome to New York Living, Zell, Sky, and TMP, which stands for?
The Melodic Poet.
Thank you, Zell, for reminding us. Zell was like, he never says what it really stands for, but it's the Melodic Poet.
Yes, we needed that. We needed that.
Thank you for joining us on this Friday.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Of course.
As we're celebrating 50 years,
Right.
50 years of hip-hop.
Yeah.
What has gotten the three of you into it, and why?
Me? Okay. Well, so far we've done quite a few performances. This is the most I've ever been in New York. Honestly, I don't really travel much, so this is kind of fun. It's gotten us to meet a lot of great people, being in the community. Like we said, we do all clean music, so I love performing for kids and showing them that you can have fun and love what you do and be clean in doing it, so it's exciting.
I love that. Sky, how about you?
Changing the world, lyric at a time, a verse at a time, a hook at a time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's all positivity, all love, all joyfulness. You know, just getting back to that feeling, especially with what's going on in the world today.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. So it's nice to see some light. How about you, sir?
Well, with us, it's just, making the music we want to hear. So if it's something that touches you, it's going to reach somebody.
Right.
So if it sounds good to you, it's going to sound good to somebody.
Sure.
So that's kind of inspiration and motivation, but there's way more. If you can touch some lives, that's what we're doing for it.
Sure. I feel like music is so universal, regardless of the genre, and I also think that music really has the opportunity to unite people.
Yeah.
So who were some of the artists that influenced each of you as you were coming up? Can you think of anyone off the top of your head?
Day.
Give us your top five.
Man, I got
Top five.
TMP, go ahead. You
like Prince, Michael, Stevie, another artist named B. Slade. I grew up on like a lot of gospel, but then like into R&B too. So it's just like a melting pot to where our sound, we're just genre benders because of it.
Yeah.
Yes, I got to shake my head at that.
I know.
Two of my favorite genres are gospel and 90s R&B.
Oh, you know what's up then.
I know what's up. Okay, I heard a little bit of what y'all were doing at the break, and I'm like, yeah, okay. What's up, and I love it.
What about you, Zell? Who are some artists that you emulate or that you like or admire?
I personally fell in love with Lauryn Hill, most definitely. She inspires a lot of what I do. Queen Latifah, Busta Rhymes, love Mary Mary.
Okay.
They're like one of my favorite when it comes to gospel. But I also grew up on like Yolanda Adams, the Clark sisters. My mom raised me in the church, so that's where I started singing at like 5. So it was always gospel to start. But yeah.
Sky, how about you?
I say, it's a mix of old and new. So you got like Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, but at the same time, Method Man, Nas, Jay-Z.
Listen, Method Man is mine, so you can't claim it. And I got you by about 30 years, so it's still mine. Zell, you mentioned something that I was going to ask each of you. Where did you all learn to sing or learn to perform? It sounds like for you it was in the church.
Yes, my mom, first off, my mom also sings. So she inspired me to sing when I was a little girl, but also she was either the choir director or the head of the praise and worship team at every single church we went to.
So you didn't have a choice?
Not really, no. Yeah, the only child singing on the adults choir, so it was a lot.
And having to hold down your section too.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
How did the three of you all come together?
We grew up around each other pretty much. I know me and him, we went to school together since we were you know, and we have family ties as well. And then we met Zell during the college years, so it's awesome.
That's how it all came to be.
Chemistry was kind of just automatic.
Yeah. How did you come to sing and perform? Were you also influenced by the church or what? Talk to us about that.
Influenced by the church. I know that my dad, he was a rapper, like more local, and my uncle, he did this song for the Philadelphia Eagles in the early 2000s. Wow. So when I was seeing that and how that was transpiring in the area, I was like, yo, this is so cool. Like, I need a part of that. I need to, you know, experience some of that.
Yeah. TMP, how about you?
Whew, well, kind of similar to Zell, being knee-high to the duck. I was forced to sing. I have no choice. So, but also it's just coming from a family where everybody's talented in some form or fashion. I have a huge family, and most of us sing or play an instrument or a combination of all of that. So, like, my uncle had a group that my mom sang in, had cousins that had groups. So seeing that as I got older, but just more so the desire to create, because I'm the producer of the group, that kind of just influenced me to want to be a creative and do this.
Right.
And they bounce off of me so perfectly. They just let me be the mad scientist. So it's just fun.
I know as a mom, it caught me at music for anybody, anywhere, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have an 11-year-old where he's listening to me, and I'm like, turn that off, you know?
Right.
And so, you know, it's very, you know, it's relieving, I guess, like as a parent to hear that there are still, you know, very young adults putting out music for kids that even parents will agree with. What has been the response from not just, I guess, the parentals, but also the kids that you guys may be performing for?
You know, refreshing. That's the main word that we've been getting, you know, nostalgic, but refreshing. Like, after a long day of working out, just getting that big cup of Gatorade, taking it back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just dope because, you know, we can perform in front of a lot of different audiences. And, like, the reception, sometimes it's shocking. Like, yo, we love y'all. Y'all are tough. So it's like, it's kind of, you kind of see what's going on.
Yeah.
For me, we had one specific show last year. After our performance, I went to the bathroom, and when I came out, there was a little girl that was walking into the bathroom, and I don't know how old she was, maybe about like 7, 8, and she was like, "I loved your voice. You sounded so pretty," and it made me want to cry. Like, it was adorable because I was like, even if they don't understand every single lyric that we may sing, they know that they can listen to it because there's no cursing, there's no vulgarity. Not knocking anyone who does it, you know, to each their own. But I just love that fact. So.
And it's a night. Listen, we're not all fortunate to be told when we do a good job, but there is something to be said about that little bit of reinforcement, especially when it comes from your peers or it comes from someone who's watching you. Speaking of performances, you're in the middle of your tour right now. Yes?
Yes.
Where have you been? Where are you going?
We've been to Central Park so far, all over Harlem.
It's all over the city.
Great
All
love.
right, and rounding out the band on 42nd and 2nd,